you have been thinking about hiring a financial advisor in the past, you've probably wondered where you can get the best and most accurate information on them. And of course, the website, their social media channels, that's a good place to start. But if you're an American, you're in the lucky position that every registered investment advisor that has a license from the US Securities and Exchange Commission has to file a yearly regulatory brochure that offers all the information you need to make an informed decision for you, easily findable online. The brochure I'm talking about is called Brochure ADV 2A, and it has to be filed when licensing with the SEC, and then it has to be updated on a yearly basis. If there are any material changes throughout the year, the company even has to update the brochure throughout the year. So where can you find it? You should be able to find it on the website of the wealth manager or registered investment advisor that you're doing your research on. Typically, they have a tab called something like regulations or compliance, and there you should be able to find the brochure. In the case you cannot find the brochure on the website, there is a website called IAPD, Investment Advisor Public Disclosure, and there you can also download the brochures for every single registered investment advisor there is. So what do you have to look out for when you're looking at the ADV2A brochure? It's important to understand this document is not marketing material. So it is not necessarily written for you as a client to see fancy pictures and nice fonts. It's not necessarily written in a way to have you invest the money with them. It's more written for regulatory and compliance purposes for the regulatory authority. That might mean it's not as easy to look at and not so easy to read, but it also means that the firm is cutting to the chase. There's no fluff, there's no wording that's not necessarily, it's really straight to the point. So don't be scared away by the formatting or by how long it is, just pick and choose the information that's relevant for you. On the first page you have an overview, and what's very important there is the information about the material change. So there you can see if there has been any material change in the reporting period. So an example for a material change would be if the business model has changed or if the owner of the company has changed, for example. Typically, there is no material change. Then afterwards, you can find a page with the content of the brochure. So there you can find the specific titles and the specific topics that are being covered. Personally, I would recommend to look at the topics that are covered and then read through those that you find most interesting and most relevant for you, instead of going through the brochure from the beginning to the end. The first chapter typically is the advisory business. So the firm talks about the kind of services they offer, gives a general overview over who they are, who the company owns, and just other generic information that you need to have a good understanding of the kind of firm you're looking into. Then the next topic that's very important to look at are the fees. And there, it's not just important to look at the amount of the fees that are being charged, or like the percentage of assets under management. It's also very important to check if the fees are being deducted just from you, if they have any involvement in the rep fee program, if they take fee from any other party. You can also see if it's an all-in fee, if they charge on an hourly basis, just the whole structure of how the fees are calculated and how they are deducted will be explained there. And that's very important for you to understand. Then another chapter that I find very interesting is the types of clients that the firm caters towards. So you can read through the paragraph and see if you see yourself in the description of the client. Are you the type of person that the firm typically caters towards? So in our case, for example, for WHVP, we cater mostly towards US-based citizens, but we also have some clients that are US expats in Switzerland or US-Swiss dual citizens that live here in Switzerland. So for you, it's just important to know, is the firm that you're looking for, are they offering the service that they offer to the types of clients that you would consider yourself to be part of? Another chapter that might be interesting to you is the market analysis part. So there the company will talk about how they come to their investment decisions, what kind of research they do, what kind of investments they typically do. And there also it's important that before you start reading the brochure, think about what it is that you need. What are you looking for with the investment advisor? Do you have particular investment needs that you want to have met? Are there certain investments that you certainly want to have included in your portfolio? Are there certain investments or industries that you completely want to exclude from your portfolio? Here again, an example of our own firm. At WHVP, we typically completely exclude the US stock market and US dollar denominated investments from our portfolios because we want to offer a counterweight and counterbalance to the wealth and investment strategy that our clients typically already have in the US. So if you're looking for those kind of services, it will be perfect for you to read that. But maybe you are looking for a fully US-based portfolio, and then you will also know that we might not be the right choice for you. And then another very important point that is being covered in the ADV brochure is disciplinary information. So there you will also see if there have been any formal complaints against any of the owners or executive of the firms. You will see if there have been any warnings against the firm, or if there just has been any misbehavior from any of the important people that make the decisions at the firm. Certainly an important information to consider when deciding who to trust with your hard-earned wealth. That was it from my side today. Those were the most important points that you should be looking at, in my personal opinion, when doing your due diligence on a financial advisor and looking at their ADV brochure. Let me know, was it helpful? Do you typically look for other information, or have I missed any of the important chapters that you can find in the brochure? I'm curious to hear from you.